Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. Today, we're going to try to wrap our heads around something that feels pretty basic at first, but gets surprisingly complicated when you start poking at it.
I wonder what that could be.
Well, today, we're taking on the very idea of employment.
Employment, huh?
Yep, employment.
Crap.
But we're not just going to, define it and move on.
Yeah.
Nope. We've got some source material that's going to give us a very specific definition to work with, and we're going to see where that takes us.
Okay. I like it. Let's hear it.
All right, so strap in because this one might throw you for a loop. According to what we're looking at today, working just 1 hour or more in a week.
Wait, hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Just 1 hour.
One single hour. That's all it takes to be officially counted as employed.
Wow. That's really making me think about all the different ways people work these days. Like that whole gig economy thing.
It totally does.
Yeah.
Right. And our source material actually brings up Uber drivers as a perfect example.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. So like someone who drives for Uber for just an hour on a Saturday night is considered employed in the same way as someone who works a full-time 9-to-5 office job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's where things start to get a little fuzzy.
How so?
Well, because you start wondering, if someone's only working 1 hour a week, maybe, because that's all the work they can find, can we really say they're truly employed in the way we usually think about it?
Right. It's like, is that really reflecting their economic situation? It seems like this definition could actually end up hiding a bigger problem, like underemployment.
Underemployment.
Yeah, where people want to work more hours, but just can't find the opportunities.
Oh, I see what you mean. So it's almost like a statistical illusion in a way?
Yeah, kind of. And I bet this definition is causing some serious debate among economists and policymakers.
Oh, for sure. It seems like a real double-edged sword. On the one hand, it's trying to capture the reality that more and more people are working gigs or setting their own hours.
Yeah, you got to keep up with the times, right?
Exactly.
But on the other hand, it might not be painting the full picture of what's actually happening in people's lives and wallets.
That's the thing about definitions sometimes, right?
Uh-huh.
You're always going to run into these situations where they don't perfectly capture the messy reality.
I love that. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. You can try, but it's never going to be a perfect match.
Exactly. It's about recognizing the limitations.
So this is where I want to turn it over to our listeners.
Yeah.
Because think about what this all means for you. How does this definition of employment change the way you understand the workforce or all those economic reports you hear about? And could it even affect things like government policies?
It's definitely a lot to consider, especially when you realize that work is only going to keep changing as technology advances.
Totally. And I think that brings us to a really interesting question. As work keeps evolving, will this definition of employment even make sense anymore? Or will we need to come up with something completely new to really capture what working means in the future?
Now, that's something to ponder.